What is good, everybody? Welcome to the LSU defensive film review from the game against the Clemson Tigers. LSU's defense was locked in all night long versus the run, versus the pass. Blake Baker had these guys ready to rock, and of course, they were a huge reason why they were able to get this win over Clemson opening week. Let's get into some of the film. Alrighty, kicking things off here, a little bit of run defense. Clemson going for maybe about 2.5 yards here. Really good job by the linebacker, Whit Weeks here, meeting the running back in the hole. Got to do a better job finishing on the play here and getting even, less of a gainage here. But really nice job setting the tone early for LSU's defense. They didn't come here to play, man. And LSU trying to get cute here on this run play. They're bringing two guys across the formation and making it look like maybe it's some sort of counter play, right? Just trying to throw the defense off. But it's a really nice job from everybody on the defensive line, or the defensive front, period, staying, disciplined. I think over here, maybe we think that we're getting down blocks, right? And, these guys, when they see down blocks, they're taught to get underneath or in front of these guys blocking down to try and spill this run so that the linebackers can come across down this way or back this way and meet the running back in the hole. But just inside zone to the left from the Clemson Tigers here. And you can see really nice job from this 2-eye technique right here, just wreaking havoc through the middle, right? He's going to stunt inside. Look at his hand in that play side gap, his head in that play side gap. He's going to extend. He's going to run right through here, right? He's going to beat this offensive lineman right off the snap. Right away, that kind of throws off the running back's path, right? And you can see maybe he's thinking, oh, look, I got a nice little hole right here to run through. And Whit Weeks is like, no, you don't. Boom. Meet them in the hole. Set the tempo early. Really good stuff. And if you watch Weeks here all the way through, it's a really nice job by him not getting fooled by the eye candy here and staying disciplined in his gap, right? Over here on this side, these guys' run fits, it's going to look something like this, right? Something like this, okay? Stay disciplined. Don't get fooled by the eye candy, okay? Look, he's even telling his guy, hey, take this edge just in case, right? But guess what? He's going to watch the running back the entire way. Boom, right there. Good stuff. All right, next one here. This is going to be a nasty blitz call from LSU. We're going to get the cornerback up top blitzing through the B gap, okay? Now, normally when you bring a cat blitz, a corner blitz, they're going to come off the edge, right? They're going to come off the edge. But here you can see it's designed so that we're going to take this edge rusher right here, and we're going to rush him wide to open up this B gap. And it gets the job done, right? Gets the job done. That edge rusher goes wide, takes that tackle with him, and look at this big hole for the cornerback to run through and flush the quarterback out of the pocket and end up getting a sack on the play. Just a beautiful defensive design. And behind it, we distribute things perfectly. So they're going to end up playing a cover 3 match look behind it, right? These guys are going to drop deep, all right? This guy's going to blitz, and then, this linebacker right here, Weeks, is going to take anything that crosses his face on a crosser, and then this linebacker right here is going to put or follow anything from the number 3 wide receiver that crosses his face. So you can see how that works out right here. See that 3 receiver crosses his face. He follows it. Weeks follows this one. And everybody is really, there's nobody to throw it to by the time Klubnik sees anybody, right? He's sacked. Really good design from Blake Baker and that LSU defense coming through the B gap with that cornerback blitz. Next one here, another really good blitz design from LSU, getting pressure on the quarterback, making him throw it a little more earlier than he'd like to and putting the pressure on him, okay? And really what they're trying to do is they see man coverage, or what looks to be man coverage, and it is, we got man here, and we're just going to try to run the slot fade that we see so many teams run on Saturdays and really Sundays as well, because it's so good against man coverage. But the only problem is when you have a guy way off like this, that's the only time you don't want to throw it, right? Because you want to make sure you're throwing this thing if this guy was pressed up here so that you can beat him on the fade and throw this thing towards the sideline, right? This route out here is really just a decoy to make sure that this defender doesn't drop deep. But LSU blitz wise, right? I love what they do here, okay? So let's watch this thing play out, and then we'll go from the tight angle to really explain what we got going on schematically here, okay? You can see good coverage from Weeks, again, the linebacker, and that's all she wrote for that one. So let's talk about the design here on the split. So if you look at the front, right, look at all the guys that we have on the right side. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 on the right side and 1, 2 on the left side. So Clemson, they're going to slide their protection to the right. I mean, they have all these threats on the right side. You have all these threats out here, right? And you even have a linebacker out there. So in theory, you're going to get, here and here, right? But you'll see what ends up happening is, okay, when we press play, we're going to get a late walk up from 40 Weeks here. Okay. That just tells us even more. Hey, we might be getting some pressure from that right side. Okay. That's fine. We have the slide going that way. We'll get this thing out quick, right? Whatever. Okay. But you can see there's nobody else over here on this left side to account for number 7, right? Remember, we only have 2 guys on this side protecting. We have nobody on our weak side. And then once again, we come right through that B gap scot-free and force an incompletion. I mean, Blake Baker had Clemson's offense in an absolute blender. Next one here, and man, how about the performance from Harold Perkins Jr. all night long? I mean, this guy looked like he was shot out of a freaking cannon all night long here. So especially on this run play, we're going to get a little lead play from Clemson with number 9 leading up through the hole. And, it's just, Clemson, it's supposed to look something like this, right? We got block out here, and we're going to have the center and the guard double teaming up to this linebacker here. And then in theory, you lead number 9 through the hole to take care of anything else, which is actually going to be Harold Perkins Jr. here. But I mean, that is just not the route you want to go, okay, when you see number 7 on the field, especially creeping in the box right now. Watch how he gets around this block. Boop, boop, get away from me, dip that shoulder, come around and make a tackle. Are you kidding me? Like, come on, man. Like, tackle for loss. You can't try and, I don't know, number 9 for Clemson, that's a running back, it looks like. We can't be trying to block Harold Perkins Jr. with a running back, especially when he's coming downhill like that, because you're not going to be able to stop him. I mean, you can see, the center and guard, do a decent enough job here. And, they're in position to, wall off this linebacker. This tackle over here is doing a good enough job. I mean, this is all Harold Perkins right here, man. All Harold Perkins. Get away from me. Dip my shoulder, and let me get this tackle in the backfield. Beautiful stuff from Perkins. LSU, for the most part all night, had some real sticky coverage, and I wanted to point out this rep from Delane, the Virginia Tech transfer, I believe, up here. Just mano-a-mano, one-on-one press coverage. Clemson trying to get this receiver on sort of this short post, right? And this thing is just could not possibly be less open than it is. Just a really good rep from Delane here. Again, transferred over to LSU this past offseason. Look at him staying square, getting hands-on, being physical, right? Riding that hip all the way through. I mean, look at this. Can you play better coverage than that? Can you play better man coverage than that? No, and you get the pass breakup. Just a perfect rep all the way through from the Virginia Tech transfer Delane. Next one going on here. This is just a really nice heads-up play from the linebacker Whit Weeks here. Now, Clemson's trying to run this quarterback draw. It's a quarterback design run all the way through. And Weeks, it looks like Weeks, it looks like he initially is coming on a B gap pressure, as you can see right there. Right, he's coming through the B gap. But watch the play recognition here from Whit Weeks, okay? Watch how quickly he recognizes what's going on here. So again, you can see him already blitzing before the snap happens. He's coming through the B gap. But just watch this thing. Watch how quick he recognizes, oh, I better get inside because this is a quarterback run. And he takes him down, right, for a very minimal gain, right? Maybe even being, 1 yard? Here's the line of scrimmage. But I mean, look at all the space that the quarterback would have had out in front of him if Weeks did not recognize this. I mean, just A+ recognition from Whit Weeks on this play that I just had to point out. And we're going to watch this thing from the tight view too, because you could see initially he's blitzing, right? He's blitzing, but then boop, I better get inside and make a tackle on the quarterback. Good stuff. Next up, this is a big 3rd down and 9, okay? And you can see LSU is lining up all these guys over here. We got the linebacker walked up. We got the DB sort of walked up here and making the quarterback think that there's pressure coming, meaning that he is going to think that he has to speed things up in his head and, get this ball out super quick right now. They're not going to end up blitzing here, but they're going to end up playing what looks like man coverage with a robber up top. So we're going to get man across the board, really. Okay. Linebacker will account for the running back if he goes out. Tight end here. Then we're going to have a deep safety and this guy coming down to rob any type of crossers that come across the field or anything like that. And again, it's just a really good job covering people, right? Really not much else to say about that. Again, we're acting like we're going to blitz down here, making the quarterback think that we have to speed things up, okay? And it's going to be a decent play call, right? You get the post wheel, you're going to get a post, a wheel, you're going to get like a shallow and something like that, right? And it's a really good play call. They can beat man coverage, right? Especially that shallow underneath, but it's just everything is covered. We get the snap, we drop out of that blitz here. Klubnik still thinks he has to speed things up. He's looking left, nothing's open, right? Nothing's open. He's looking right. Maybe if he throws this thing right now, he can hit his guy, but he doesn't, right? And even if he did, we got a guy again. What's this guy for? To come down here and rob any type of crossing routes, right? He would have been right there for the tackle behind the sticks, and it would have been a 4th down. So Klubnik again, he just has to roll out and nothing. Nobody is open. Just covering people all night, playing really good, sound defense. Next up, let's talk about this interception here. Okay, and it's actually the right read from Cade Klubnik, the quarterback, right? Trying to hit this seam ball versus a one high look. And it's there, it's open, but the pressure, man, the pressure forces an errant throw, just overthrows it, and he gets, flustered from the pressure and overthrows it, and it ends up being an interception. Really, this is just, a simple, this just goes to show you the simple things that you can do on defense to really sometimes mess with an offensive line and force them to make a mistake. And that's exactly what they do here. Right. So we're going to send 5 guys here. Right. We're going to send Weeks, the linebacker. And what it does is it confuses Clemson's right tackle. So really Clemson should have been able to pretty easily pick this up because they're sliding right. So, in theory, you would have a guy to account for him. The guard would account for the linebacker, and the tackle would come out here, and then vice versa all throughout here. Right. So everybody should be accounted for. Okay. Now, they're not, obviously, because we get free pressure on the quarterback from the edge, number 6 there. And you can see the right tackle from Clemson just gets his rules mixed up. I guess he forgot he was on the slide side because he sees Weeks coming down, and he thinks he has to squeeze to block him. Right. But he doesn't have to do that because Clemson is sliding 3 to the right to pick up 3. Right now, this would be a different story if he was on the opposite slide or opposite side of the slide. Like if he was over here on this left side and you had a linebacker come, then you could squeeze down and pick up a linebacker to protect the inside gap because you're as an offensive lineman, you're taught to protect your inside gaps first. But over here, when you're on the slide side and you know for a fact you're going to have 2 other guys sliding with you, you can pick up 3. It's 3 for 3. You don't have to squeeze inside like this and let this edge go, unblocked and put pressure on the quarterback. Right? I mean, you can see back here on the backside, everybody does their job, right? And again, it's just something simple like this, right? Just bring in one linebacker to fluster, the offensive line, right? You're not going to see this really in the NFL much, this mistake, because this is just a mental blunder from Clemson. But again, it's just something simple like that, forces the overthrow from the quarterback, and we end up getting an interception. Next one here, and I want to focus Bernard Gooden. My goodness, that man has a family. Okay, it looks like another design quarterback run from Clemson. And Gooden just says, "Get off of me." I mean, look how quickly he reacts to this down block from the tackle, right? He has no idea this is coming right now, but he feels it. And as soon as he feels it, watch him throw this hump move out. Get that outside arm underneath the armpit of this tackle and just torque him and throw him to the side and out of the way. Oh my goodness, man. That is a nasty rep from Gooden right there. Here late in the game, 4th quarter, another man-to-man rep from Delane. And I mean, again, just sticky coverage all around. Clemson trying to run a little slant wheel, right? And, there's pressure. But, I mean, the coverage, right? Pressure, a little bit of pressure on the quarterback from this end here. But you can see, I mean, just watch the rep down at the bottom. Hands physical, but not drawing a flag, right? Watch this. Play through the hands. At this point, the receiver, I know it's kind of hard to see, he has the ball. It's hitting his hands. But watch Delane punch right there. Punch through the hands and get the pass break up. Just perfect technique. All right, this time it's PJ Woolen's turn. Remember earlier when I mentioned that slot fade out here, right? Slot fade, the hardest route to guard in all of football. You can ask any defensive coordinator, DB, they'll tell you the slot fade is the hardest route to guard, especially pressed up man coverage, because really all you have to do is the quarterback can lay this thing out to the sideline and the receiver can go and get it. But again, just fantastic coverage from LSU, and this time it's PJ Wooden, like I mentioned, right? Just watch how he plays this thing. Again, stay square, be physical, right? And right now at this point, once we identify what this is, we need to stay on his hip pocket, right? And he does. You can see he's keeping the hands on the hip just to guide him, right? Again, not drawing a flag. He's not looking back at the ball. He's playing the receiver. He's playing the receiver, and he's playing the receiver's hands, right? When he sees this receiver stick his hands out to go up and make a catch, he's just going to play through the hands. Again, watch. There's the hands. Boom. There's the punch. Pass breakup. I mean, my goodness. Like, let's watch that one again from the top. So patient, did not panic, right? A lot of DBs in this situation, they might panic, they might grab, but no. Pass breakup. That is just beautiful. Play through the hands. Just an excellent DB rep from Woodland. Last one here, 4th down and 4 to ice the game out. Okay, this is a beautiful defensive call from LSU. Essentially what they're going to do is they're trying to force the quarterback outside so that Harold Perkins Jr. can come around and clean up business. Okay, so they're going to send their defensive line. Everybody's basically moving inside, right? They're trying to get everybody going this way so that the quarterback can flush out this way, right? And it works to perfection. Okay, so you can see the defensive line. I mean, we got the linebacker blitz in that way. Everybody is coming that way. Like, look at the spikes inside. It brings everybody, the offensive line, defensive line, linebackers inside, and it flushes, right? Flushes Klubnik to go to the right, where Harold Perkins Jr. is ready to hunt him down and end the game. And that's exactly what he did. Forced the incompletion, ball game. Appreciate you guys watching. Peace.